Did you know that in the very beginning, there was only darkness? But with just a word, God filled the universe with light, shaping everything from chaos into a masterpiece. This is the incredible story of how God created the world and humanity's first days in the Garden of Eden. Let's dive into this fascinating journey from light to life. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth had no shape, no form, and was engulfed in darkness. Then God spoke, and suddenly a burst of light filled the vast emptiness. This was the beginning of light itself. God separated this light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. Next, God turned his attention to the waters. He divided them, creating a magnificent expanse which he called the sky. Below, he gathered the waters in one place, causing dry ground to appear. This dry land became known as earth, and the gathered waters he called the sea. With the land and sea now formed, God adorned the earth with lush trees, vibrant grasses, and flowers of every kind. But God wasn't done. He placed the sun in the sky to shine during the day, and the moon and stars to fill the night. These celestial bodies would help people to mark days, seasons, and years. The sky became alive with birds of every kind, the seas with creatures large and small, and the land with all sorts of animals, from wild beasts to creeping insects, each a unique part of creation. After all these wonders, God chose to create something truly special: humanity. He formed man from the dust of the earth and breathed life into him. This first man, whom he named Adam, was given dominion over all living things on land, sea, and sky. When Adam opened his eyes, he found himself in a breathtaking paradise, a garden called Eden that God had planted in the east. God placed Adam there, giving him the responsibility to care for and cultivate this beautiful garden. God saw that everything was good, yet something was missing. Although every creature had a mate, Adam was alone. So God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, took one of his ribs, and formed a suitable companion, Eve, the mother of all living. Together, Adam and Eve were to complete each other, caring for one another and living in harmony. In the middle of the garden, God placed two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God instructed Adam and Eve to freely enjoy all the fruits of the garden, but warned them not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But one day a cunning serpent approached Eve. It tempted her, saying that if she ate from the forbidden tree, her eyes would be opened, and she would become like God, knowing good and evil. Enticed by the serpent's words, Eve gazed at the fruit and found it irresistible. She took a bite and then shared it with Adam. Immediately, their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. For the first time, they felt shame. They quickly tried to cover themselves with leaves and hid, feeling the weight of their disobedience. Soon they heard God walking in the garden, calling out to them. When God found them, Adam confessed that he ate the forbidden fruit, blaming Eve, while Eve placed the blame on the serpent. Saddened and angered by their choices, God pronounced consequences for each. The serpent was cursed to crawl on its belly for the rest of its life. Eve was to endure great pain in childbirth, and Adam would face hard labor, working the ground to provide for his family until his death. No longer could they eat from the tree of life and live forever, now that they knew both good and evil. God then sent Adam and Eve out of the garden, placing angels to guard its entrance. The tree of life was protected with a flaming sword that turned in every direction, ensuring no one could access it. Even though Adam and Eve were cast out, God's love and care remained. This story reminds us of how disobedience brought sin into the world, yet it also highlights God's enduring love and mercy, always waiting for those who seek Him. Thanks for joining us on this journey through one of the Bible's most powerful stories. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe and like for more fascinating insights and mysteries from the Bible. See you next time.